Oh my gosh.
Remember the first 2 times?
Oh my gosh, who cares about that? We live in recent history, not revisionist history. Maryville West going up against the East and Northwood White. Akron already got a dub for the East. Can Maryville tie it up? Let's get into the match.
The clash of the conferences continue here in the lower bracket, and we got one big old loudmouth on one end with his 2 teammates, and Northwood White on the other side. Maryville versus Northwood White. Corelli, what do you make of this one?
I hope this one isn't like the last series that we saw. I mean, listen, that one was close.
We can all hope for that.
But I think that you're probably going to get some closer games throughout here. I was actually kind of shocked that you got 2 votes for Maryville on the predictions desk. I thought that maybe everyone was going to go on the Northwood side. Of course, this is Northwood White, but still a lot of confidence behind Maryville, and I think that, you know, maybe the previous matchup wasn't an indication of maybe some of the top teams coming into this coming out of this conference, the West Conference. Maryville is a team that I've always said has the structure to go far in a tournament like this, but they've got to show up on game day.
And you know, Calix, as he does dish out the first pass over tonight to get the first goal of the game. But Calix earlier in the season, and honestly to this day, you know, he does love talking a little bit of trash, and that always makes things a little more interesting and fun. But he was talking about this Northwood White team earlier in the season, about how he would completely own and dominate them. Well, then they played in a show match, and it didn't go the way that he thought it would. And now he's in the pre-show interview going like, oh yeah, Northwood White, they're crazy. That one's off the bar and into the net for Buddy.
A good response from Northwood White. I mean, this is a team that has had ups and downs, mostly ups, in their league play, but for Northwood White, you know, you kind of are always playing second fiddle to Northwood Blue, and the expectation is still really high for Northwood. So finding a response here, especially in the first minute, good way to start off game 1 between these 2 teams.
Good initial launch there for Calix. But Stealth, quick shot. Adams right there to turn it away. Adam has had an excellent season on Northwood White so far. Really, they had such a great start to the season. Won their first couple of games. Looked like you might have a similar conversation what we had, remember, last season with Northwood White and Blue being at the top of the Eastern Conference for a little bit. Wasn't the same case this season. Nitrus's pot shot turned away. But as the season has gone on, Northwood White do look like more and more of a threat. And honestly, my God, how many demos are happening here? Jeez, Nitrus gonna get another one. Anyways, trying to say Northwood White pretty good. And Stealth just a little better there on that play. Nice save.
Yeah, I think maybe the one blemish for Northwood White on their season was that Bruton Parker Game 5 loss at the beginning of the month. That was a little unexpected, considering Bruton Parker had finished so low at a 6-9 record, but nonetheless, sometimes you stumble throughout league play. That's why we got to go through it. And Northwood White still, like you said, a successful season, as Nitrus going to put away the second for Northwood.
Yeah, a successful season for sure. And we talk about the strength between the conferences, and well, at least for a little bit, it looked like Akron was making a statement on how big of a difference that might be. This one, I know you and I, when we were talking about it maybe being a little close and seeing what this Maryville team have been able to do in the Western Conference. I mean, this is Calix's first season over. You're moving over to North America, and you have to gel with your team all at the same time. And I mean, look, we talk about imports at the RLCS level, and while you do have like immediate success sometimes, like Gen G, there still is that little bit of growing pain, growing period. It has to be some difficulty getting used to the system, and I think that it's impressive that what Stealth, Knight, and Calix have been able to do coming into this season. Maryville, though, still trying to look for the tying goal.
Definitely, when it comes to new teams in CRL, it's been tough for a lot of them to break into the upper echelon of competition. Maryville certainly has done that right off the rip. And you know, you can count on all 3 of these players to play a part in that, but I think Calix has really been the big talking point for a lot of people in the CRL. But hold on a second, Nitrus just taking this one up and over everyone's head.
Looking a little bit like shades of LJ from Nitrus there, rocking the space station decal. Excellent mechanical play. Woo! He did put a little bit of Nitrus behind that one for sure.
So a 3-1 start for Northwood White in game 1. Maryville not having an answer for the last 2 goals. And despite scoring the first, Maryville now playing a lot of defense. You're starting to see Northwood White really get comfortable in the midfield, especially around the mid-line. You're not really seeing a lot of Maryville passing plays and cohesion. It's a lot of solo plays to try and take it past the first defender, and Northwood White's done a great job of breaking up the play.
Well, nothing really working out there for Maryville. I'm just going to let that one come the whole way back. And Calix just gets immediately challenged. Northwood White, like, fine, you could take the ball the whole way back. We're still going to send a first man up to test you, make you have to make a move quickly. That's a good pass, though. Forced 2 to commit there on Northwood White, and it's not done yet. Knight getting it across the corner. It does look like the play dies there as Stealth rotated the whole way out.
And Maryville, I think, happy to see that one land on Stealth. It's still, he couldn't really control it. There's a gap on the follow-up for Maryville, and now Calix trying to get the flick going towards the end. They are able to push downfield, but maybe only as far as Nitrous. He does a great job to break up the play.
Adam blows through one player and got a clean touch out of it. Sets up the midfield line for Northwood White, and they're knocking it up and down between each other. It's a hard bounce off the ramp. Adam's rotation's fine enough. Really, Northwood White happy to play this game in the midfield for 35 more seconds if Maryville would oblige. As they get downfield again, that'll kill more time on the clock here, Corelli.
Yeah, Northwood has an opportunity to really ice this game up. Stealth trying to make game one a bit closer. That's a big whiff defensively for Northwood White. The cleanup's there, but Calix trying to get things going again late here in game one. As Northwood White once again do as they always have done, especially after that first goal. They lock it down and get the clear and immediately transition.
Again, a good 50 there from Knight. Good control, Stealth, trying to find Knight. Almost did for a pick-me-up goal at the end. But Northwood White will clean up business here in game number 1 and set the tone.
Much tighter here in game 1 between Maryville and Northwood White. I think when you look at this game, you have a quick start from Maryville, which is great, but I think then you saw both teams settle into the play style, and you could see Northwood White. They did a great job of locking in Maryville. When you talk about not letting them out for free, not having free touches, and then offensively for Maryville, they just didn't have a lot of opportunity after their first goal. Yes, they were able to push down the field. Yes, they had a few shots, but it was mostly Northwood breaking up the play before it ever became threatening.
And then there were a couple of really good ideas from Maryville near the end when, in particular, Knight had good space ID, brought the ball down, good control, baited in a challenge, won that 50, and then the passing between him and Stealth in the attacking half a couple of times, not just at the end of the game, but also midway through. Those few times they were there, like the ideas are there. But that's the problem when you deal with a team like Northwood White, right? They don't give you many of those chances, and everyone always wants to say when a team goes down, it's like, well, why aren't they passing more? Or like they should just try the infield a little bit more. It's like sometimes they are. Maryville were trying to test the middle of the field. The difference was Northwood White are getting to every challenge, and that's really where it comes down to right now.
No, that's a good point. Is like, why don't they just do this, do that? It seems obvious, but a lot of times they are trying to do something of whatever you're naming, and the defense or the opposition is just shutting it down. I would like to see more control from Maryville coming up in the midfield and keep a steady attack when they're able to move into the final third. It's been too easy to break up since their first goal in game 1, and Northwood White, it's been too easy for them to break out.
We'll have to start with Calix. A good dribble carry over to Knight. They got a freebie. Northwood White were happy to give it to him. Nitrous got an easy clear right into a goal. He marches straight down the field.
And this one, I mean, you're kind of shaking your head here from Stealth. Should be able to read this one a bit better on the challenge. I think maybe he thought a pinch was going to come down and didn't see Nitrous. Maybe that's what happened, but as the last man, you've got to get in there and stick the first challenge. And Stealth just couldn't get the read.
Not exactly how you want to start if you're Maryville. You certainly can't just give Northwood White chances on the board. Adam will leave that one go. Stealth's going to get another try at it off the side wall. Lets it drop. Good idea, but that was a good recovery from Nitrous to take it away from him. But Knight got him reset. Not able to use it. And despite 2 committing for Northwood White, the recovery's good enough. It feels like only 1 committed. They get another clear.
And Calix not getting the read on that one, too. So there's been a couple times it feels like Maryville's had some miscues reading the ball in the midfield. Northwood White either catching them out or taking away boost to make it tough for the defenders to get out. Here's an opportunity for Calix and a great touch from Adam to prevent. Now he's in a one-on-one over Knight, and Knight, as the last man, is able to get the clear for the moment.
Adam's bowling in the corner. Stealth with a bomb. Honestly needed it when you look at the resource total here for Maryville. And Calix is kind of stuck in the middle of the rotation as well. Not good when you can't commit all three of your players to the rotation. If Northwood White are getting over your second man more often than not, then yeah, you're going to be playing a lot here in the blue half. Like, sure, Calix gets this clear here. Now it's all about actually following this up. It's a good demo and a good catch from Knight. Decent flick, but denied. Third man coming in at him.
Yeah, that was great work from Knight. He recognized space in front of him. The challenge didn't come immediately, and so he took it himself and got all three to commit. Now, defensively, Maryville's going to have to come up with the ball as Buddy threatening over one and almost a perfectly placed shot. So Knight's able to get the first clear and the second as Northwood White is turned away.
This could be a big chance here. Knight next on this grab. Oh, that's tough. I mean, you hit that one right into Nitrous. There's not many other options you have, though. Back wall, near side's covered. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Hit it on the far side? You can't go for a mechanical play because you got a guy ready to challenge you there. Northwood White really covering any kind of option once Maryville do get the coverage downfield. But Stealth has a rare one-on-one against Adam, but he had to launch it. You saw Buddy harassing him from behind, inches from getting demoed, and now Nitrous. Not a touch, but all of Maryville were respecting Nitrous on that play, so it goes unpunished.
See Maryville trying to get the bumps going. Stealth got a piece of Adam. Adam still came up, or he was going to come up with the defensive play. Now pass down to Buddy and a big shot. Calix is there, a shot right at him. Calix, good read. And we're still at just a one-goal game, Jorby.
And Stealth is looking a little anxious as he's trying to catch that ball. He was a little scared that someone was coming in on that rebound. You start getting tunnel vision when you start feeling that pressure. But here comes Knight off the ceiling. Got to reset again. Lets it drop. Maybe he didn't have it. Either way, Nitrous going to get one reset and not going to get much more. Actually, falls. Are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah, that one's ended right there. Everyone's like, oh, we're just going to wait to see what happens there. That's still on defense here for Maryville.
Still not a lot of threat from Maryville. I mean, there's been a couple forays into the offensive zone, but I just can't think of, too many threatening chances, too many threatening shots. There's been opportunity, but there either hasn't been enough boost or there was no follow-up for the final shot. It would be the dagger in that play. Here's Knight trying to put something together, but it just seems like every time Maryville pushes downfield, all three of Northwood White get back before the play gets dangerous.
Well, that's like Stealth on that follow-up. He just smacks the ball into Northwood White while Calix is the last man back. Hang on to this catch, buddy. Almost. And a little bit of pressure. Ends up going away. Rocket League's funny like that. Their best chances, feels like it has been Knight playing first man and breaking it open with his challenges. But if he's the follow-up, that's a great shot. Stealth finally finds a way through. Northwood White struggling on the clear.
And despite Northwood White having everyone here, Adam and Nitrous going for the same ball. Buddy was trying to make up for the space, but instead left the goal open, couldn't get to the ball in time, and Stealth just came through. Maryville on the board with 38 seconds left. We got ourselves a game 2.
We'll see if they can build on that. Momentum can shift real quickly, especially when you win the kickoff right after. Calix got that air dribble, just opted to let the bump happen. And that's a great touch from Adam. Knight bought a little bit of time for Maryville to reset, but Calix just got to that challenge in time. It's mere inches deciding whether it's just going straight into the net or whether you barely survive in the midfield. Stealth makes another good grab. Buddy got the catch, avoids the bump, and gets it over to the far side. End of regulation. Northwood White want to end it now. Adam back to Nitrous. Off the post and out. On the bounce to Buddy. It's saved again. And we go to overtime.
My.
Close one.
Maryville get out by the skin of their teeth. And they've earned themselves a goal or overtime, but the goal line stand. The fourth man was coming up. Big for Maryville. Now the shot off the crossbar was too high. An opportunity early for Maryville, but just couldn't break through. And now Adam on a big dug. Northwood White trying to threaten Calix. Able to break it up for now. And Stealth to carry it out.
Here he goes. Gets it underneath. Tried for the neutral hop. And they're happy to give it back to Knight. Knight, trouble getting under the ball. Stealth got a nice catch, though, to take it right back. Doesn't matter, Northwood White defense holding for now, but Stealth has a free ball. Stealth's got a free shot!
Got it!
For Maryville!
And it's almost the same exact goal that we saw just a moment ago, but this time he came from the far side and there's just a gap in the middle of the field. Top bins again for Stealth, who has led Maryville to this win in game 2. My goodness, what a shot from Stealth. And Maryville on the board.
How about that? After, I mean, we were talking about it from like most of regulation, Corelli, how Northwood White were just giving them no options. They were like, sure, carry the ball to the midfield line and you're stuffed. Every single time. Try to pass the ball, you're stuffed. And then all of a sudden, one double commit later, and Maryville take control of the entire game in overtime. Stealth, 2 massive goals off of his 7 shots. Couldn't have come at a better time.
And I mean, again, Maryville got into overtime by Northwood White hitting the post and then going wide on the next shot in the final seconds. And even in 0-second time, there was an opportunity for Northwood White to prevent this. And Maryville stuck in there. Stealth was the man to lead the charge for Maryville. And you got to hand it to him. He's really picked this time to come into this series and to come in with those shots. Maryville, very happy for him to be taking 7 shots that game and putting away 2 of them.
Absolutely. On the other side, you had how many saves coming out at the end for Northwood White? You had 6, and a lot of those, I remember looking, I think it was at the 3-minute mark, they had, I think, 1 save. So a lot of that came on the back half, and where that pressure just kind of completely collapses your mentality. You know, you can have a team locked down and have it all figured out. That's the funny thing about Rocket League is sometimes they just find one gap and then your mentality shifts just a little bit. Next time you see Knight on the ball, you might not immediately attack him. There might be a slight hesitation there because he dusted you on the one. Or when you see Stealth lining up behind the ball, maybe you try to read the shot instead of trying to challenge him because you know that power is going to be big. Or maybe the opposite way. Either way, you know, it can change your decision making and that can totally flip the outcome. So Maryville, it's a big win. Now Northwood White start the ball with offense. Adam, high flick. The Knight's ready for it.
The big question I think for me, looking at Maryville now, is have they figured out their offense? Have they made it threatening enough where Northwood White just can't pack everyone into the net and shut them down? I think the answer could be yes, but Northwood White still has an attack of their own, as it's been already threatening early on here in game 3.
Oh wow, Knight almost split the gap there. Got good power on it too. Straight up deletes Nitrous from play. And Stealth, that's a hard pass. My God, that dominance power.
Yeah. Normally, I mean, a lot of players will hit that one off the back of their car. It's tough to get that angle with that kind of finesse. He's done it here again. Now another shot opportunity for Knight. Comes back to him. Knight has a second chance off the bounce. Nitrous will make the save. And somehow this ball keeps coming back to Knight. He's racing back now to prevent the attack from Nitrous and very slowly trying to play around the offense of Northwood White. And they break out. Here comes Calyx back the other way. Calyx trying to go the length of the field. Stealth. His shot. No power and off mark. And now another one comes through, but Northwood White, they've got back. Nitrous now on his 4th save for Northwood White in the first 2 minutes.
And Stealth had lobbed that ball up to the corner because Knight had started that whole push by going and looking for a bump on net, and then he swung out left to go steal the corner boost. So then when Calyx got that pass out, I thought for sure they was going to dust him. He still might off the bar. Buddy able to throw it out again. Stealth coming, but looks like Calyx has to buy some time. He will do that and get some more. Actually get to control the midfield line. Stealth gonna come right through over Maryville. An interesting rotation right now. But Knight, that ball was coming hard. He couldn't get a good catch.
And that was a great pick from the defense of Northwood White. Knight was trying to size that one up in front of the net. Here comes Stealth. Another touch towards the midfield, but again, the defense of Northwood White has been rock solid defensively when it comes to just staying in their shape. A couple of good well-placed shots from Stealth was enough to crack the defense of Northwood White, but regardless, Northwood White, they've done well to break up the attack and then immediately move downfield. Here comes Nitrous now, back wall touch, second touch to himself, and Calyx to clean up.
That's not gonna get it done. Stealth also got a demo. Calyx just tried to move quick, and Knight, you saw him trying to predict the path of where that play was gonna go. Instead of going on the straight line, Calyx ripping it hard for Knight. Knight gets a free touch. but the board is not available. Calyx has to get the rebound. Knight coming in to tackle him, and it's off the post. Rebound, goal, Stealth, his third straight.
That was the follow-up that Maryville was missing in game one, and it's coming alive now. Great demo from Knight, but it was Buddy who was caught in the smoke screen, trying to get a read on the play. Stealth once again there to mop up, and a 1-0 lead for Maryville.
Oh, this is a big lead late. If they can hold on with defense, you're talking about double match point for Maryville. Can they put Northwood White on ice? Knight trying to rip him. Calyx missing the ball. And that gives Stealth the job of buying a little bit of time. Knight's refueled, but Buddy's ready to shoot one forward. Good steal from Knight. He's been looking cleaner and cleaner as the series has gone on. But it's been difficult. Northwood White have been able to stop a lot of his pushes. It's been Stealth, the guy who's the big finisher for Maryville today. Great save from Knight, who has had a couple of those. It comes across, though, a little far back. Calyx getting up for it, not on target, not close enough.
A lot of trust in the comms from Calyx is to let that one drop in front of the net on the goal line. No one from Northwood White was there, and Northwood really putting the press on, but again, we talked about this from Maryville not having a threatening attack early in this series, but now it feels like Northwood White a little blunt in their attack as Calyx forces it through the near post. Adam again to turn him away.
Stealth, great pass back over, and Maryville still keeping Northwood White pinned. Nitrous is going to try the mechs. He's got a reset. Right. Uh-oh, and a little bit of trouble, but he stays on top of it. No dunks. Adam trying the back pass to keep it on, but Knight will simply not let them see daylight.
And that second clear that got them down into this attacking position from Knight was so crucial. After using all of his boosts to stay with the play, forces Northwood White to start from their own end, but they've made it back down the field. Buddy shot on target is weak, and it was off. A Stealth turns it away. Calyx as well. Northwood White, is this their last chance? It goes wide into the other corner. Calyx on the clear, and Maryville looking to put Northwood on match point. The West looking to strike back as Adam, maybe the last chance. Adam, flip reset, and a pinch across the net will drop it down. And Maryville, 2-1 in the series.
What a try from Adam. My God. One to really scare you a little bit as it pinches across. You think, oh, if that bounces on the ramp, this might be a ball game, but wow. Talk about a defensive stand for Maryville. Look at the saves. 9 frickin' saves for Maryville off of the 11 shots from Northwood White. I mean, look, you don't face that kind of pressure and come out a weaker Metal Corelli. You come out hard as steel. Maryville, double match point on Northwood White. I'm definitely calling this an upset if Maryville end up winning it. I think they're a great team for sure. For the West, Northwood White, though, based on how they played against Maryville in that show match earlier this season, you know, the only thing we really had to go off of in the strength of the conferences, but you really got to hang your hat or tip your cap to Stealth and Knight. They have been absolutely lethal in the attacking half. And man, Northwood White got their hands full now.
And I mean, I would agree that it is a minor upset, but I think there's a lot of, I mean, look, the desk went 2-1 in favor of Maryville. You know, I think that for Maryville, they're a good enough team. They're they're good enough to make the run in this lower bracket. And Northwood White has been a big test for them so far. So far, they've been living up to, you know, maybe above expectations, or for some people at expectations, but they've got to get the job done here. You're one game away. Can you close out Jorby? And as we know in CRL, that's not so easy.
It certainly is not. We've had those kind of plays throughout the 5 years that we've been doing CRL, or 6, I guess, if we're using Bates time. But all knocked over to Knight, looking for Stealth. And cut off. The big thing that was successful for Northwood White early in this series in game number 1 were those aggressive challenges. They weren't, Knight wasn't able to dribble the ball out nearly as often. They weren't getting stuffed. Now Stealth, he's just still putting it on target. Good save initially. Let's see if Northwood White can actually get out on defense.
Yeah, it feels like Northwood White's starting to fall behind the play more and more, relying on those transitions and counters, and they haven't been too fruitful as defense for Northwood White trying to move that line into the midfield, as you see Maryville's trying to push him back. Knight's going to find some space. He's got one in front. Flicks it over the top, off the crossbar, trying to force it through either way, and still Northwood White's defense holding strong for now, and now Nitrous, his flip reset stifle.
I think the stifling has to be Northwood White keeping trying these solo air dribbles, and they really got to find each other a little bit more here. Adam, good carry, and Nitrous took a demo by a Maryville player still in their half of the field. See Nitrous here, his last literally 5 carries have just been simple air dribbles to the middle of the field, and that's not necessarily a problem to go for, especially if you break through like that. But they gotta find ways to actually shorten up this field against Maryville and actually control the ball. They're doing so right now. Nitrous has been able to stay on top of it. That's a good challenge as well. So that one breakthrough on the air dribble, of course, the 5th time's the charm, I suppose, Corelli. And they're able to get control of the midfield.
Let's see what they do with it. Oh, what a cut from Buddy down to Nitrous, who has been trying to, I think, hold the ball a lot more. It's a decent shot from Buddy as Knight's able to turn it away. But you're seeing a lot of Northwood White, or you're seeing Nitrous from Northwood White. A lot of air dribbles, a lot of dribbles, trying to find his teammates to move downfield. Or be a bit more creative, and Adam says, heck with it. I'm just going to barrel through and put it away.
This works as, I believe Buddy, as he's tracking this, he's just trying to block that shot, but Knight's trying to block Buddy's shot. And I mean, that's only gonna work out for Adam because Knight flipped and now he's stuck in the middle of recovery, making it so easy for Adam to deduce how he has to attack the ball, making the dunk easy for Northwood White.
So a well-earned first goal. Only 2 shots for Northwood White. That's a 3rd coming from Buddy. Adam can't pick it up. And now you look towards Maryville. What do they have in the tank? Their offense has been slowing down more and more. Northwood White certainly finding more than enough space downfield. Put their attack on. Buddy's only as far as Calyx.
Oh, nice from Calyx. So easy when you can just drive up the wall, take every 50, stealth off the bar. Knight got Goomba stomped. Stealth kicks one out of the sky, and everything went right, but one chip went wrong. Knight got Goomba stomped. It took away the shot. Stealth gets another try, and oh boy, he has looked great.
It was from Calyx. Calyx was still coming down. He landed on his own teammate. Now, I'm not saying Knight would have scored that, but he would have had an opportunity for sure. Now the pass over to Stealth is get 2 to go from Northwood White. Knight trying to corral this one in the corner, but Buddy there to slow it down. And that's a shame for Maryville. When you talk about maybe the lack of attack in this game, or at least the premium that is the attack from Maryville, you really have to capitalize when you're able to put it together, and an unfortunate timing comes out to slow them down.
Nitrous getting kicked. Calyx creating some chaos, and that chaos is the agent to give the goal tonight. 1-1, Maryville ain't done.
And Knight's just tracking this play all the way across just to see what pops out. But again, a very odd gap in Northwood, especially on the goal line there between 2 defenders from the back post to the man on the ball. Knight slips in, and when it trickles across the goal line, you know he's there to tap it home.
Oh, that's bad news for Northwood White, because here comes Stealth. Stealth was not able to get the touch. I think maybe he wanted something a little closer to him, but everything was pretty much defended for him. Unless he gets that clean touch, man just wants to slap that ball as hard as possible, and I get it. You know, when you sit in that dominance, it's a little bit different. Knight gonna get on that one, and Maryville might get back on offense here with Calyx. Goes for the pop air dribble, 50'd out, but Stealth behind the ball. Calyx sits on Buddy, and that will be okay for Nitrous. Well, never mind. Calyx, an absolute fiend.
He's just a tank on the side, and the demo now on Adam. Stealth popping it up for Knight nicely here as it has to come down off the ceiling, and a bit of disarray for Northwood White, and Calyx can't come up with it. An awkward ball. Opportunity for Maryville as another shot comes down, and it's a big save from Buddy. Follow-ups there. Adam makes the save as well, and Northwood White just throwing their head above water for the moment.
Oh my god, they broke out. Nitrous somehow wins the midfield challenge with absolutely no boost. Stealth totally nullifies it here. Back over to Calyx. Across the corner. Ooh, it's off the board. And Nitrous will get the catch. End of regulation. Overtime in Game 4. Maryville on golden goal to move on in the lower bracket. Northwood White just for Game 5.
Maryville have looked more threatening in the back half of this game. Ever since they got their first goal, you're just seeing them put together shot after shot. A lot of aerial attack coming out from them, and Northwood White typically is trying to stay grounded defensively and been a bit slow. And now it's Stealth, who's been a big perpetrator of that attack, pushing it across. No one's here yet, as Calyx couldn't catch up to the play in time.
Now Buddy's got a chance to wreck Knight, but he didn't have enough boost, so he can't tackle him. And Knight drops it off to Stealth. Special delivery for Maryville, but they're trying to find the post office. Nitrous didn't give him an address. Buddy gonna kick that one, try to return to sender, and wasn't able to find it either, so Stealth gonna leave it, and we still battle for the midfield.
Yeah, Knight calling off Stealth there was smart. Calyx was waiting for the pass downfield. Now Calyx has to make the save. That one's high, looking for follow-up. It was there. Stealth able to break it up, and Maryville still alive for now as they sit in their corner.
Oh, that's risky! Oh my god, how did Knight get there? Calyx has to jump quick because Buddy was there. Somehow Adam didn't score, and it was shoveled out of the net. Stealth wins another grab off the ceiling. He wants the reset. He's got it. The old scooper taken away. Nitrous says the shop is closed, but Calyx trying to wrench it open. Knight has another touch high off the ramp. He's just going to chase it down. Maryville midfield denied by Nitrous, just sitting in the middle of the field, trying for a quick turn for Northwood White.
Big mechanical plays coming out from Maryville. A lot of flip resets, a lot of air dribbles. The setups were there. Knight's trying to bully this one into the Northwood White corner. Up bounce for Buddy is he's met by Stealth again. You can see Maryville, we talked about their shape early on, doing well through the corners, keeping Northwood White back. Stealth trying to go for this one. It's cut out by Northwood White, and here comes Adam trying to take on the team, denied by Calyx, and now Northwood White in some hot water here as they've set two on this clear, but Buddy comes out on top.
Great job from Buddy. He came out of a double commit as well. He had no boost. Just wanted to control the ball, stay high on his own wall, make it risky for the challenge for Maryville to come in. They get a demo now. Adam gets some space, but he used all of his boost to make this happen. He needs some help. Knight gonna stay on the ball. No rebound here for Northwood White. And Knight, quick. Love the work. The wheel work on the back wall. Straight down for Stealth, though. Some of these bounces, Corelli. Eventually, a second man's going to take a risk and just be in the area. Nitrous has already done it a couple of times. Has just sat downfield while Maryville had the ball, trusting his teammates to get the clear. Knight gets it off the board. Shot! Bouncer!
Shot!
Oh, he bounces off and in! Rebound! Double shot! Stealth! Pinball Wizard! Maryville take down Northwood White!
What a shot from Calyx. He got it under the first man, but it's the bump on Buddy that throws everything out of whack for Northwood White, and Maryville, the West strikes back.
The wild, wild West. My God, Calyx, stand up, my dude. He is popping off. He's like, North who? North who?
Talk your game, Calyx. Talk your game. Big win for Maryville. And a deserved win as well. They really cranked up the offense in the back half of that game and into overtime. And a 3-1 win is nothing to scoff at if you're Maryville. What a series from them.
That was a crazy way to win it, too. That's got to be one of the craziest OT goals that I've ever witnessed. Just how many cars it bounced into before it finally went into the net. Man, and what a series. And one Northwood team has fallen here in the CRL Fall Championship, Corelli. And Maryville did it after the first like 7.5 minutes of this series was all Northwood White. They weren't giving Maryville anything. Maryville couldn't generate any offense. Even in game 3 that they won, they only did it by 1 goal. They scored 1 goal. They had to make almost 10 saves to get it done. So like this was just an impressive win on both sides of the field. On defense in game number 3 and on offense in game number 4. Maryville are absolutely a threat here in the lower bracket. Wow.
And I love what we got from Calyx in the interview, talking about we're here to win, we want to win, we want to play, we're going to play hard, and that was a hard-fought series, and you saw it there. There was a lot of heart coming out from Maryville, and that's, unfortunately for them, or fortunately, depends on how you want to look at it, that's only step 1. That's only step 1 for Maryville. They'll go on, and they'll have to play the winner of either Fisher or Columbia College Silver, who he called Fisher frauds, and he said that they own Columbia, so it should be a pretty easy matchup if you're on the Maryville side.
He also said Columbia Silver were one and done, so I don't know which way he's trying to go here. He's trying to be like the house, play both sides, but you at home are also at a house, so you also win because you get great matchups. We got another one coming up, Fisher versus Columbia Silver, East versus West after the break.